Hello and welcome back. Happy Thursday. We are here again with Love Island. So we're going to do yet again a slightly different format tonight. Our pre-episode couple rankings. So we're going to go ahead and pop on over to that. So my wife and I did this before the episode started. And so these are our tier list, if you will, of couples. So we have at the top for me, it's Zach and Kata. Okay, I'm tracking this storm. I think that this is going to be the number one, maybe not the number one blow up of the season, but I think this will be the next fallout that we get because Zach is giving every indication that his head is about to turn on a swivel, and that's what we're all here to see anyway. So I think that Zach, I think he's doing the most, right? He's stirring the pot. He's obviously a tool of production. That feels pretty clear to me. And I'm not mad at him for it, right? Because this is very boring. So something needs to happen. So I at least appreciate the fact that I think he's going to make something happen. And so then number 2 for me, we have Melanie and Sincere. Now, I don't mean to say that I like this couple. I actually, I hate them. Hate is a strong word. It's not for me. Sorry. But I do think that they have been one of the only interesting storylines worth talking about or thinking about in the show. So for that, I am appreciative. However, it does feel like Sincere is very locked in now, so I'm going to be bored with that. Next we have Anaya and Casey. I think that this has potential to be like an actual love story, and these are my favorite. I love it when there's real love. So I'm hopeful, but skeptical. Because I don't know, there's something about it. Then we have, of course, Kenzie and Corbin. Now, for me, going into this episode, I was happy for them. You know, they kind of found their thing, and I get it. Apparently, I'm in the minority for thinking that that's a fine couple and that it makes sense. For me, I think it just comes down to they just are the right flavor for each other. They're just both dumb enough to be together, and I think they're just going to sit there and parrot the same words to each other over and over again, and I think good on them. I also think there is a big chance that they're just going to have sex and then all of that's going to go away. So hopefully, then number 5, so for me, I was like, hey, you never know. Maybe this will break both of them out of their shells and they can go explore. We'll get into it when we kind of get into the episode. So going in, I was pretty hopeful for this. And then for me, we've got Brace and Trinity, okay? I am bored. Nothing is happening. I don't believe it's real love. I am a truther, okay? I don't think that it's real. I think he is just following the Nick archetype and playbook, and that is a hill that I will die on. I am so sorry, so it's not for me. And then Gabriel and Jen. Okay, listen. Gabriel and Jen, I enjoy that you're giving us the soft porno that we've all come to expect with Love Island. But other than that, there is not much happening there. So now let's jump into our episode tonight. It was kind of mid for me. Like, I am not surprised by anything. You know what I mean? I feel like I am watching for confirmation that I'm going to be right, not because I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And so they need the producers, and I understand there's been some production things or whatever, but like we need to tighten this up, okay? So let's jump on over to, I think Zach and Kata, because they literally, okay, so they... Right, so we read these freaking love letters. Zach, this was a group project, and I guess Kata didn't see through that. And then they're sitting there, and she's like, you're going to keep it forever! I love these love letters! And so I feel bad for Kata, because she is blinded and is missing all of the signs. And to be fair, Zach is doing some shit, right? So he's like, oh, frame it if we get married. Zach, you know you're not gonna keep talking about this hypothetical bombshell, sir. You don't say shit like that. And then the other thing, I don't know, like, again, they didn't really do anything this episode. I think mostly you just see Zach kind of like stirring the pot a little bit, right? Like, he talks to Caleb. He's like, you should pull everybody. You should pull Kata. Like, he's so not, he hit it and he's done with it and he's ready to move on. And so we need bombshells. Stat, okay? As if we were in the desert dying of thirst. We need bombshells. So yeah, nothing much there now, but I'm clocking it. I think it'll come back. Okay, let's talk about Corbin and Kenzie. They wanted to be together and they are. And Corbin is overjoyed. He says, bruh, and not gonna lie, and for real though. And again, I just think it's dumb enough that it works. And like, she went out, she explored, he went out, he explored. Like, now they're back together. So now that this has reached the end of its storyline, and I do think it is the end, I think that like there is the opportunity for post-nut clarity, right? But other than that, I think these two are just going to keep DJing in the middle of the night, and that'll be that, and whatever. I did say, it was kind of like, okay, so when Kenzie pulls Caleb and is like, yeah, I meant everything I said with you, and like, it was so, I had a deeper connection elsewhere. Like, girl, and then she's like, can we still be friends? Give him some time. Give him some space, honey. Okay, not everybody has to be your friend, and nor should they. So that was, to be expected. And so then, let's see, who else do we have here? I think let's flip to, Caleb and Soul. So they have no chemistry. There is almost negative chemistry between the two of them. Okay, and so they both talk about, and it's interesting, Soul is just kind of like, yeah, this has been a really shitty experience for me, and she's not lying. And she spit some truth. Okay, she spit some truth at the fire pit. We'll get to it. But they're both just like, I guess we should explore. I feel really dumb right now. I guess we should explore. See, and this is the thing, though. And Soul is like, explore with who? Everyone's closed off. She's not wrong. Hey, she's not wrong. So yeah, they ultimately Soul, spoiler, not going to be here. So I feel bad for her. I think she was a gem. I think she was meant to be an OG. I don't think that she had the heart to be a bombshell. And I think you could have swapped her with like, maybe Melanie, actually, now that I think of it. And it would have been probably better for everyone. So, Caleb is going to remain on the island. We'll see what he does. Again, I think he's really fucking boring, so my hopes are low. Okay, then, let's talk a little bit about this. So, these two fuckers are like, oh my god, I missed you so much, and they're like sniffing each other. And like, again, if I liked them, I would think it was cute. The problem is that I think Sincere is a liar, and Soul calls him on that. And that was a beautiful conversation. I love that. And if you can hear a man yelling outside, that's just as part of that city living. Anyways, Sincere is like, hey, I gotta go talk to Soul. I want to go clear the air. So he pulls her, and he's like, how you feeling? And she's like shit. Like you've been blowing smoke up my ass. Like you're a fucking liar. Like everything you say is a liar. Like you like to walk around saying that you're genuine when you're not. And you're a liar. And he has the audacity to try to defend himself and say, we're all human. Brother. And her whole thing is like, if you liked Mel, if she was in the back of your mind, you should have just said it. And this is the difference, right? This is the difference for me between the Kenzie Corbin situation and the Melanie and Sincere situation, right? Kenzie was honest. Right? Like, okay, yeah, they had their stolen secret kiss and we could debate that. But like overall, Kenzie was honest with both Corbin and with Caleb that she was exploring both of them. Corbin was honest with both Melanie and Kenzie that he was exploring both of them. Sincere lied to both women. And when he said, well, I knew someone's feelings were going to be hurt, he was right because he designed it that way. Because when you're not honest with people, you don't give them the opportunity to remove themselves from the situation. Guess what? If you were honest with both of them up front and was like, I want to explore you, and one or both of them had a problem with that, that's on them. But you've been honest. You've given them the information and allowed them to make their own adult decisions. But you lied. And you're two-faced. And Soul called you on it. It was amazing. And when he went back and told Melanie about it, now, you think that gave him the ick. I don't know about that. I think it was like a weird bonding thing. You know when like a couple bands together to collectively hate an ex And that's like a trauma, like a bonding experience. Like we hate this person together because they threatened what we had, you know, like that kind of vibe. That's what it was giving to me. And so I think that Sincere and Melanie, I think Sincere and Melanie are locked in. I think Sincere and Melanie are going to stay together up until Casa. With any luck, what they're going to do is they're actually going to become exclusive, and then we'll roll right into Casa. So there'll almost be like no gap between that. And then he's going to struggle in Casa. And then it'll be movie night, and then that's when the big explosion will come. If Melanie doesn't have a true meltdown, and I know this makes me a horrible person to be like, I need this person to have a meltdown on national television, but just from a story arc, drama, entertainment, like perspective, if Melanie doesn't do her big one, I will have said waste of time. Okay, I will have actually been more pissed off by this whole thing. So, that is what is going on with them. Then we have, so you know last episode when I was like, they had sex in the bed. Ooh, god damn. I think that she might have been sucking on his you-know-what under the covers. Because the way the covers, I don't know. I'm not positive. But they were getting down dirty. They were getting down nasty. And everybody had to hear it. And everybody had to see it. And it was crazy. And the next morning, Jen is like getting up for the da 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 da. And my wife hits me and she goes, she has a hickey. She absolutely, and she does. She has a huge ass hickey. So they're having a good time. And that time is over now. But they had a good time. And I'm glad that they got to get freaky and really christen the bedroom for everyone else. I don't know that anyone's going to top that. We'll see. You never know. But, so yeah, shout out to our champion bedroom corner or couple. You are giving us, again, the soft porn that Love Island loves. So, can you say that on YouTube? Well, I don't know. Okay, we'll just roll with it. Okay, and then, for the first time, I felt a human emotion towards Bryce, and it's when he was talking about his stepdad in the fucking music, okay? It's the first time I've actually genuinely liked him as a person. When he was like, oh, my stepdad, and he showed me music, and we listened for 3 hours, because, I listened to it. Listen, it was the first time I had a positive human emotion towards Bryce, so I'm just bookmarking it. I'm going to stand by it. I don't like it. I think he is super calculated. I think that he is also kind of a big chunk older than her. Like, we haven't really talked about the age gap, but she's like, what, 21, 22? And he is, 22, and he's 29. And, like, I have siblings. I cannot imagine dating someone that much younger than me. Like, that's... whatever. I guess we're all adults here. But yeah, good on you, mate. So they're doing their thing, and I'm sick of him, and I love Trinity, and so I really want someone to swoop her away. Hopefully, we'll get a little conflict between the two of them next episode. We'll see. So that's what's going on with them. Same old, tale as old as time. Then we have Casey and Anaya. So their letters... Casey was like, man, when we really put stuff on paper and like all of our thoughts together, it's like all of the anger and all of that just dissipates. And so I think this was like the first time that I maybe thought it could be real on Anaya's side, to be honest. And I think they're right. They're re-locked in with each other. And so then now what we have is almost all of the couples are giving we're closed off vibes. So then again, why are we even watching? Like, I'm rooting for these two. Like, I want a true, like, those are the best, right? The genuine, true love stories. Like, that's what we are all rooting for. But I'm not convinced that that's what's happening. And so if it is not that, I want peak maximum drama. Right? Peak maximum drama. So, I do think that movie night is going to come back and haunt Casey, because I think they're going to be good, and then it's going to be like, you called me a grandma. So, all right. So these are our after the show rankings. So, over here, we have a little bit of movement. So for me, I am putting Zach and Kata at the top in my number one spot because I think they're going to have it out. I think that this sending, oh yeah, should we do this? Okay, right. So just so you guys know, there was a fire pit. America had its voice. America voted. Yay, America. Okay, so fire pit. 4 couples are safe. You guys get to sit down. And so it was Bryce and Trinity, Anaya and Casey, who are the other ones? Zach and Kata, and then Melanie and Sincere. So Caleb and Corbin, Caleb and Soul, Kenzie and Corbin, and Jen and Gabe are vulnerable. So then the boys, they have to pick a girl to dump from the island, and the girls have to pick a boy to dump from the island. The girls picked Gabriel because they're like, he's always exploring, and his head is going to get turned by the next big bombshell, and it's bad. And I think it's because they are feeling bad for Caleb, and they felt like the guys were going to save Kenzie, so didn't want to get rid of Corbin because of that, and they don't care about Jen, and so didn't care about breaking her connection, is I think what it really was. And then the boys did that for Sincere, so that he wouldn't have to deal with the repercussions or the consequences of his actions. And honestly, she said it. She's like, you guys put me out of my misery. This is Couples Island. It's not Love Island. Everyone is closed off. No one is exploring. And she basically was like, y'all are doing it wrong. And she spoke for the voice of America. She spoke for all of us at home. She slayed. She ate with that, as the kids would say. So anyways, that is, my wife says this should be called Slut Island, not Love Island, so that they remember what we're here for. So anyways, going into next episode, these are my now top couple rankings. Okay, so for me, it is Zach and Kata because, again, I think the fallout from this vote, I think the reasonings that the boys gave, I think they're just going to piss each other off. I think this was a brilliant move by producers to create conflict between the couples. So hopefully we get something from that. And then can we send in some bombshells, please, for the love of God? So I think Zach and Kate are about to have out because I think Zach is cracking. I think he's really about to let Kate know how he feels. Number 2 for me is Bryce and Trinity, just because honestly in the preview it made it look like they were going to have a disagreement, and I would like to see them disagree. Then for me, it's Casey and Anaya, mostly because I'm wondering if the calm in the storm is going to last. Like, I think that there could still be some trouble brewing. For me, number 4 coming in, Melanie and Sincere, because honestly, like, Sincere is a liar. So it is possible that he's going to swivel. He's going to twist again. You know what I mean? He's going to twist for a second time. I think his head could be turned. Let's hope so. And honestly, Melanie, girl, you letting that man. And I probably have more empathy for you, but I don't know. Y'all go be crazy together. So we'll see. Hopefully they can produce some more drama, or who knows, maybe they're really in love. I think this Kenzie Corbin thing is done, though. I don't think we're getting any other good content from this. I think they're literally just going to continue to canoodle and canoddle in bed, and then that will be what they do. Maybe Kenzie will go off somebody else. Maybe Corbin. Like, if they make it to Casa Amor, maybe some movement there. But I think for basically all of the rest of this week, going into next, it's going to be fucking boring. So at the very bottom, we have Caleb and Jen, which, I mean, technically they are the most likely to couple up and do new couple if Bombshell comes in, but I don't care about either of them. They're both so boring that I couldn't care less. So that makes them the bottom for me because they are the most boring. So this is where we end things. With our couples rankings, we obviously do not have an episode. Wait, is there an episode on Friday night? Yes, I think there is. So we will be back with you again Friday night for updated couple rankings. If you watch to the end, you are my best friend, and I thank you. Also, thank you to my wife. Shout out to her on the iPad. I love you so much. Thank you to all of you. Have a good night. Subscribe.